Pain exploded from deep within Chen Fan's soul. Cold air tore into his lungs as he struggled to breathe. When he opened his eyes, this was not a hospital. There was no white ceiling, no sound of sirens, only a dead world. An endless wasteland stretched before him. The sky was murky, suffocating, the earth dry, cracked, lifeless. The wind howled like something mourning the end of life itself. His lips trembled as a weak voice escaped. Where am I? His hand instinctively reached for his pocket. Nothing. No cigarette. No familiar clothing. Only rough fabric scraping against his skin. Memories flashed. A car. A crash. Pain. He should be dead. And yet, he was here. A single thought formed in his mind, fragile and uncertain. Time travel? A voice suddenly broke the silence. Master, you finally woke up. Chen Fan turned. A frail figure stood nearby, a skinny boy in torn cloth. Behind him, a crude wooden hut and a flickering flame. Then, pain returned, violent, overwhelming. Memories that were not his own flooded his mind. Names, fear, despair, a life forced into him. And then, darkness. When he woke again, everything had changed. He understood now. He had crossed into another world, a world where night meant death. When darkness falls, monsters emerge, unseen, unnatural. They hunt the living. This curse had lasted for centuries. Humanity gave it a name, eternal night. Only one thing kept them safe: strange fire. This fire was his only protection. But it came with a cost. It burned using strange rocks. Without them, the fire dies. And when the fire dies, so does he. He was not sent here to survive. He was sent here to die. A young master of the Chen family, exiled, abandoned, with no resources, no support, no escape, only 3 days of fire left. Master, please rest. I will keep watch. Even now, someone stayed. 3 days. That was all he had. Sleep was no longer an option. To survive, he needed more strange rocks. And to get them, he needed to kill. Chen Fan's gaze fell on the boy. What is your name? A pause. Lame monkey. A name given in a mockery. A life lived in insignificance. Chen Fan stepped closer, his voice calm but firm. If I rise again, I won't forget you. A brief silence. If I die, then this is our fate. For the first time, something changed. The world was still cruel. The night was still coming. But something burned within him now. Hope, loyalty, belief. Even with a crippled leg, he ran, faster than ever before, toward the unknown, toward survival. After Lame Monkey left, Chen Fan began searching the hut. He turned everything over, every corner, every shadow. But deep down, he already knew the truth. It was almost nightfall. Anyone still alive in the wasteland had already found shelter. No hidden resources, no forgotten supplies, not a single strange rock. Only a wooden bed, a table, a chair, and just enough food to delay death. This was the end of the road. After a long silence, he made a decision. Tomorrow, at sunrise, he would climb the nearby slope. From there, he might attract travelers. It was risky. It might provoke other stations. But the Chen family name might still carry weight. Then, his heart tightened. Something was wrong. He stepped outside and saw it. Darkness, not slowly falling, but devouring the world, like ink spilling across paper. fast, relentless, alive. For the first time, fear surfaced. Chen Fan shouted into the wasteland, "Lame monkey!" There, a figure staggered toward him, too far, too slow, too late. With his crippled leg, he wouldn't make it. And behind him, a man in green robes, walking calmly, unhurried, as if the approaching darkness did not concern him at all. Chen Fan didn't hesitate. He ran. The moment he stepped outside the safe zone, fear surged into his body. The air smelled like blood. Something unseen was watching him. No words, no hesitation. He reached the boy, lifted him onto his shoulders, and ran. Move, step after step. The distance stretched endlessly. Then, darkness reached them, right behind him, closing in, almost touching. And then, he crossed the line. Golden light swallowed him whole. The fire burned brightly, forming a barrier, a fragile sanctuary. Outside, nothing could be seen, only darkness and the sound of something moving. Eternal night had begun, and yet the man in green was already inside. Chen Fan steadied himself, forcing calm into his voice. "This is Station 37 of the Chen family. One strange rock for the night. Even now, rules remained." The man smiled faintly. "Good. This reminds me of my younger days." A stone arced through the air. Chen Fan caught it. A single stone changed everything. The moment his fingers closed around it, something awakened. A system, a power, a chance. A voice echoed within his mind. "You have obtained a strange rock. Eternal Night Lord system activated. You may upgrade and construct within your domain. Current building, Level 1, Strange Fire. Available construction, Bear Trap." For the first time, Chen Fan saw a path forward. Not safety, not yet, but possibility. He tightened his grip on the stone. Firelight flickered in his eyes. Beyond the barrier, endless darkness waited. He now held the key to survival. But a key alone does not open doors. How far he could go depended on how he used it. What happened today made one thing painfully clear. This place had almost no travelers, no customers, no steady income. Relying on shelter fees would never be enough. If he wanted to survive, he needed to hunt, to kill, to take strange rocks from the monsters themselves. Sitting still was the same as waiting to die. Chen Fan stared into the fire. He needed something more, a system, a method, a future. Without hesitation, he reached into the flames. Fire curled around his hand, but did not burn him. Two strange rocks melted in his grasp, not into ash, but into something else. Energy, structure, power. Lines formed in the air, patterns emerged, and then reality obeyed. With a heavy metallic snap, a weapon took shape. A level 1 bear trap. Simple, crude, but deadly enough to hunt. For the first time since arriving, Chen Fan smiled, not from relief, but from possibility. Behind him, a trembling voice whispered, "Master, you awakened as an architect?" The boy had seen everything, and what he saw should not have been possible. In this world, there were many paths to power. Absorb strange rocks, become a practitioner, fight the darkness. But among all paths, one stood above the rest. Architects, creators of survival, builders of fire. Without them, humanity would have already perished. Rare, respected, untouchable. Any force would fight to claim even one. But Chen Fan was different. Others needed materials, trial, error, luck. He had complete blueprints, perfect construction, no waste, no failure. If others climbed the mountain step by step, he walked the shortest path, direct, precise, unmatched. The boy suddenly dropped to his knees, voice shaking with excitement. You can return to the family. No one can bully you anymore. Chen Fan didn't turn. His voice was quiet, firm. I don't like others deciding my future. Recognition meant nothing to him. Return? No. That path no longer mattered. He stepped forward and placed the trap at the edge of the light. Then, with a single motion, he kicked it into the darkness beyond the barrier. He would build, slowly, carefully, relentlessly. This world had monsters in the night and monsters in the day. To survive, he needed more than strength. He needed patience, growth, control. Chen Fan stood at the edge of the firelight, staring into the abyss. The flames burned steadily behind him. Darkness stretched endlessly ahead. He would not leave. He would not run. He would build his own sanctuary, right here, even if he had to stake his life on it.